Hello, welcome to the Two Chicks Homestead Podcast. We are the Two Chicks. Yay!
Hi, I'm Nate.
And I'm Aaron, and we talk about homesteading and living on a small piece of land.
All right, everyone, welcome to episode 33.
Yep.
So, last week was a little bit of a long one. I hope everybody enjoyed that, but this is going to be shorter, I promise.
Yeah, we don't talk nearly as long when it's just us.
Exactly.
But it was a really fun interview.
It was. There was definitely some whiskey passed around and definitely some good food that we had, and it was a lot of fun. We actually made contact with Carlos twice today on his jumps.
Yep.
So he was out here jumping in. We did a 2-meter and a 10-meter contact again.
Yep.
So we get some QSL cards in the mail, and it's kind of fun.
Yeah, something to do.
Exactly. Nothing like scrambling out the back door at, noon or so with the radio in hand going, hey, Carlos is making a jump. We need to get on the radio.
Yeah.
All right, so couple quick updates that we got going on. We just got back from a 4-H meeting.
Yes, we officially went to our first 4-H meeting.
Mm-hmm.
We've done one in the past, a homeschool one, but it was when both girls would have been in like clover buds.
Right.
Which turned out really was not that exciting. So
yeah.
We didn't end up staying with it. It was a long drive for us. So we didn't keep up with it. It was good in the fall, and then all of a sudden it blizzard, and I was like, nope.
Right, yeah. I mean, it was a good half-hour, 45-minute ride. So.
And it was at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and yeah, it was a whole bunch of stuff. So we gave up for a couple of years, and now there's one right in our little town. So
Yep, it's like not even 5 minutes away.
Yep.
So I don't even think the truck would warm up in the middle of winter trying to get over there.
Yeah, we got in the truck, and the girls were like, we want music. And it's like, by the time I would get it set up, we'll be there. So it's close. So
a couple of years ago, when I had the drone, I was able to send the drone up at our house here. And I can send it up about 150 feet. And I can see the fire department from our house at 150 feet.
Yeah.
So it is really, really close to the house, which is kind of nice.
Yes. So she was really into it. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. It does feel very overwhelming until you get there, and it's like, okay, this isn't nearly as much as you think.
Right, absolutely. We'll get it figured out. I mean, she's going to have fun with it and do something. So.
Yeah.
She's been kind of wanting to do more and more stuff.
Yeah,
and I know we're slowing down with co-ops and everything.
Yeah. I mean, every year with homeschooling is different.
Right.
So it really just, what keeps going and what works and what doesn't. And this works this year and it may not work next year. I don't know.
Right. Absolutely. So we'll get it figured out.
Yep.
So what were you working on this past week?
Well, we had the plowing match.
Yes.
In the town next door. The Big Rock plowing match, if anyone's local. It's small, big to us, because, but the girls always enter a lot of baking and a lot of art, and this year, it seemed that the theme was animals, so they each had to make a cake with their favorite animal, and the little one did unicorns, the older one did horses, of course.
Yep.
And then her paintings, the oldest one's paintings, were all horses and stuff.
Oh, of course. She did that really good sunset, and we posted a picture of that on social media. Not on it was on your page, I think.
Yes.
So I have to post a picture of that.
She really is very good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, painting. She comes and shows me, and it's like, wow, where did you even learn that? And that's what's amazing, is to be able to see them just do it.
Right.
And I'm not over there going, well, this really should look like this. I mean, just go do it, and it's amazing.
Yep. So she does pretty good with the horses. They look a little goofy, but it's a 9-year-old.
She's 9.
Yeah. But that sunset one that she did was really, really cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to get hung up down in the office.
Yes. So the special premium craft was to make a toy for your pet or animal, and they picked our 3-legged cat. So they both made a cat toy like a dangling, a stick, like it looks like a
Yep.
fishing pole,
Yep.
and you dangle it, and they put homemade rabbit feet on the bottom.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool, and they both won. Like, I think the oldest one got second place,
Yep.
the youngest one got third place, or the other way around, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's how it was. In their age groups. They're
Yes.
different age groups. So.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And that was last year. The oldest one got the blue ribbon for the special baking, but this
Right.
year,
The open special baking.
yes, that's all ages.
Yeah. And we were surprised about that.
Yeah, that was really
cool. That was
cool.
the smoked pumpkin.
The smoked pumpkin brownies.
Yeah,
Yes.
those were good.
Well, the pumpkin brownies that we used
Yes.
smoked pumpkin in.
Yes.
So they have a lot of fun. We talked a lot about you may not win again, that, it doesn't happen every year. There's a lot of kids that enter, but it's all about, commitment. And once I buy all the stuff, they're doing it.
Yeah.
They made cakes and brownies, and the oldest one made peanut butter blossom cookies and baked yeast bread. And I mean, that once you tell me and we go shopping, that's it, you're doing it. So it's really more about committing and
Doing
learning.
it, right.
Yeah.
And I think you guys threw in on the yeast bread after the fact.
Yeah, we
'cause-
made one, and then she was like, "Oh, that was really fun. I really like making that." I'm like, "Well, let me just look and see." And there was yeast bread, so we made another one.
Yep, that was easy. That was bread in a bag.
Yeah, bread in a bag. It's perfect.
Less mess.
Yes.
Kids had fun.
Yes. And it's so fast. I mean, it's like it doesn't take all day to rise. It's
Right.
a really fast baking bread, so that's good when I forget.
Yep, and then we had it for dinner tonight
Yes.
with some garlic bread.
Yeah, we made it into a garlic bread tonight.
Yep, that was good.
Yeah.
So, and then we finished up the giveaway. We got
Yes.
everything all handled with that. Thank you everybody who entered. We got we've already contacted the winner, and that's Yozik on Telegram. You'll
Yep.
see him, pop his head around. So Larry, thank you for shooting us that email on your side hustles, and everybody else, thank you as well. We got 6 or 7, I think. It was a nice change. Everybody from running beef to handyman businesses to gardening stuff, selling their vegetables, and then some salve making and herbs and stuff like that. So it was nice to get all of that.
It was nice to hear from people,
Right.
just to have them just check in and be able to communicate.
Absolutely, and we appreciate everybody who emailed us. So, and then we'll move on to the other thing. We broke something in the house.
Yes, it's very sad. The freeze dryer, who is very nicely named Bewilderbeast from the what the heck movie?
How to Train Your
How
Dragon.
to Train Your Dragon,
Yep.
the Ice Dragon.
Yes.
We named it. Is
No longer icing.
yes, and is showing its insides at the moment.
Yep.
All of its skin is off.
Yep. So we're gonna work on troubleshooting that, and I think I have it down, but we got to talk to Harvest Right Tech and go from there. So I'm hoping we can fix it at the house, but there might be a small possibility of shipping it back.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully
So-
it's quick. We made it 37 batches with no issues.
Yep.
Came home from somewhere to it beeping
Yep.
with my mashed potatoes in there, and gave us the lovely vacuum error.
Right. And that is, I ran with that until I talked to the Harvest Right Tech Saturday at like 3 o'clock, give or take. You guys are at the Big Rock Plowing Mash, and I'm like, well, I got to come home and at least get started on this. Talked to the tech, and they asked if I did the freeze, if I set up the freeze chamber first. I told them I didn't, so well, you need to do that before you can do a vacuum test. So I tried to do the freeze test, and it failed the freeze test. The compressor's not kicking on.
Yep.
So we'll see what it is. I'll send the logs in, and we'll hopefully hear something back this week or the week after. Go
Yeah.
from there. So
So, luckily, I mean, what I had in there was only mashed potatoes. It's not like it was 4 dozen eggs, which was going to be going in next.
Right.
So, I'm at least thankful that it was not something, like, huge, or else I think I would be freaking out.
Yeah.
Where right now, I am unusually calm.
Yes, because we came into this knowing...
Yes, that it was going to be a maintenance
Yes.
unit. And we were very lucky that it worked...
Yeah.
From the get-go.
Exactly.
There's lots of horror stories out there, but then thousands of people that you don't ever hear from.
Right.
That everything works perfectly fine. So we are not bashing this or anything.
Not.
But
I mean, it's an expensive piece of equipment.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to spend the money on this, you need to know how to troubleshoot it.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking, yell at the company about it, because it's going to break.
Yeah.
Eventually something is going to go out on it.
A lot of components to it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's a huge ordeal that it's doing. It's not just drying it out.
Right, absolutely. So we'll play with it, go from there.
I survived 40 years without one.
Yep.
So
it'll be a couple more, weeks before we can get it up and running.
So we still have the dehydrator. We have the canner. I mean,
yep,
we'll be fine.
Yep, we'll have to start working on the comfrey, because I know your eggs were going to be...
Yeah, I mean, the eggs now, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll probably
not sure yet.
See if we can glass them, or mix them up, throw them in the freezer or something.
Yeah, I mean, make burritos and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So we're not gonna starve.
Exactly. If we got to go buy a couple eggs throughout the winter, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a goal to not have to. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, how much can I do to not buy eggs? If we buy eggs, it's not like we failed. I mean, but yeah, it's always fun to kind of see if we can do it and not have to buy eggs.
Yep, absolutely. So that's that. We'll get it fit. We'll keep you guys updated on that, and kind of play with it.
Yeah, and when it's all fixed, we'll have a full episode on
what we did
and how it worked, and hopefully that will be soon and not like next year.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting we've owned it for about 6 months now, so we'll play with it, let you guys know. But I think we're gonna move on to the main topic.
Yeah, which may be kind of a mess.
Yes.
Because I'm not quite sure where this is gonna go, but we were talking earlier, as we keep meeting new people in the community, podcasters or writers, I keep seeing things that are completely different than what I learned growing up.
Right.
And one of those things is the anarchy.
Voluntarism.
Yeah. I mean, when I growing up, I mean, I listened to the Sex Pistols. My brother was in a punk band. He played that music. I listened to it. And I remember that song being all about... Like, I couldn't tell you what the song was about, but in my head, it's about violence and anger and...
Yeah, and you have bands like Rage Against the Machine, and it's, they were always knocking Big Brother, and, it's... Yeah, I mean, that's the way it is with some of those bands.
And even in school, I mean, you probably read about anarchy, and it was like, well, these are the bad people.
Right.
And then now it's like, wait a minute, that could just be anybody.
Yeah, that's everyday people.
Yeah. And
I mean, the way I look at it is, when you get up in the morning, this is something that Jack Spirko has said. You get up in the morning, you start your routine. Nobody is telling you how to do your routine. Nobody is telling you where to stop for breakfast. Nobody is telling you which way you want to take to work.
Right.
Don't get forced to do other stuff. Don't let other people tell you what to do. Don't work with people you don't want to work with. And don't steal other people's shit, and don't hurt other people.
Right. So I think it's strange that all this time learning in school was like completely opposite of that. Like, it was bad.
Right. They want more Big Brother, watch everything, do everything you do, and you have to follow that.
Yeah, and it's like, for years and years, you would say these things, and I would be like, come on, that's not real.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, whoa, they were kind of trying to make you just go mainstream. Just do what you're told. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just keep following everybody else.
Right. I mean, I'm fairly certain the past 2 years have showed everybody that.
Yeah.
And we may get a little bit into politics on this, but I will flat out tell anybody who asks me, I am done voting. Done.
Yeah, that's something that I am not sure of yet. I know I voted in the last presidential
Yeah.
whatever, and I know that went a little crazy. I don't know what happened, but something wasn't right.
Right.
I don't know.
To me, if you can't trust the process is dead.
Yeah, and it just seemed strange, but I don't know. And I know we've got a governor coming up now, and that will be my next test.
Yeah.
I don't know if I cannot, but I don't know if I feel like it's worth it to do it.
We'll see how it goes. I mean, we live in Illinois.
Yeah.
We know we live, sorry for the language, in a shitty state.
Yeah.
I know that. But what everybody doesn't understand, not all of Illinois is the Illinois you hear.
Right.
We are west of 47 and south of 88. So that is like country.
Yeah, we're in the cornfields of Illinois.
Yeah, I mean, we back up to 400 acres of cornfields behind us.
Yeah, not in a city.
Right. I mean, our neighbors are 40 feet away, but we're in a town.
I mean, we're in a little town. Yeah.
Right. Our town is 2,100 people. We probably had 2,100 people on the block.
Yeah.
Over in Bolingbrook, and I know we probably had 5,000 in the apartment complex we used to live in.
Yeah. I mean, growing up in the town I grew up in, if people asked from out of town, where are you from, I'd say Chicago.
Yeah.
Like, we were in the suburbs. So it's close enough that, I live in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, because you were in the collar counties.
Yeah.
Now, we're 60 miles outside of Chicago.
Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge difference.
Absolutely. I mean, if I remember, I think work is 24 miles outside the loop. And I am 40 miles from work.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a hike for me every day, and I got to go back to that, but it's nice.
But then you come home.
Yeah, it's nice as soon as you get past 59, past Naperville, and things open up.
Yeah, I know. Coming from where my parents live out by the Mississippi River, when we lived in Bolingbrook, which was a southern suburb.
Yeah, Will County.
We would drive through here where we're living now up until like 47 or 88 or whatever, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, now we're back in the traffic, like it's over.
Yeah. When you start seeing streetlights on the highway, you know you're getting like, back into civilization.
Darn it. Anyway, but yeah, so it's strange still to me to like know I'm talking to people who are anarchists,
right.
like whoa.
Right. Well, I mean, everybody says you go from the right to libertarianism, and within a year you're voluntarist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that's another thing. I mean, I'd never heard of voluntarist before.
I skipped the whole libertarian thing, and I'm like, you know what? After this election, pardon my language, fuck everybody.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, I mean, until you started listening to Jack and talking about it, you'd say, oh yeah, agorism, and it'd be like, what? What is that? Like, I had never even heard that term before. Right. And probably because they don't teach it.
No, they don't. No,
So-
I mean, why would the school
Right.
system teach
Want
you
to teach you that, yeah.
or give you the knowledge to overthrow them?
Yes. Yeah, I love that meme. like that's like, hello?
Yes, yes. So that may or may not have gotten me in trouble over the past, but
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
probably.
we're just gonna leave it at that.
We love teachers.
I love good teachers.
Yes.
I know you're out there. I know you guys do hard work, but there are some bad ones, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so learning about all these different things and then learning how it's really just people who have a garden or homeschool and just do all these simple things that growing up were so weird and out there and, weren't the norm,
Right.
really.
It's, as Brian puts it, from Last Project, living outside the system.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is. That's what you want to do.
Yeah. And
You don't want to get involved in the stuff.
And it's still, like, I am not one to go against.
I know. You're getting there, though. I mean,
yeah.
you're slowly getting there.
But it's like, I always just wanted to disappear. Like, I just want to follow the rules. Don't have any lights shining on me. Don't use me as an example. I just want to snake along, and not be out there. And so when we started homeschooling, it was like, oh boy. like now we have to tell people, like it was fine for years because they're not going to school. And then once it they hit 6, was it 6? 5 or 6 when they go to kindergarten.
Yeah.
And it's like that first day when our oldest wasn't going to school, it was like, and now we're doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
anybody that's homeschooling or planning on homeschooling but isn't homeschooling yet, it's a big deal when
Yeah.
you hit that first day where school in your town has started and your kids aren't there. It's like, okay, we're doing this.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, we've made some sacrifices to make sure that can happen,
Yeah.
but that was 5 years ago. We saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, and it still baffles me that we're doing it. Like that we made that decision before it was a decision for a lot of people.
Yeah.
In the
before
past
you
few
were
years.
forced to make that decision.
Yeah,
essentially.
Like at the time, I remember when all the public schools were schooling at home, not homeschooling, schooling
Right.
at home, and people. There was probably a meme about this too. Like, oh, are you,
Pre-COVID.
yeah, are you homeschooling at home, or are you a normal homeschooler?
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa, this is the first time I can say I'm a normal homeschooler.
Exactly. Were you homeschooling pre-COVID or
Yes.
after COVID?
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it's just, it's been, I don't know even what the right word, I want to say it's been funny, but it's not funny. It's eye-opening.
Yes, and it's been a heck of a road.
Well, to be in these communities that we keep meeting new, amazing people. And it's like what we're doing that we felt was so weird is just like
Tuesday and everybody else.
It's just that. It's just the right decision. It's just it's the natural. I heard
Right.
Brian and Jackie Kerouac say that today, that I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's just your natural living. Like, it's not anybody
telling you what to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes I think that life was probably easier, or parenting was probably easier before the internet, because all you did was just follow your instincts, and you didn't have 5,000 people.
And you didn't have social media telling you you're
that's what I
fucking
mean.
up.
It's feeling like they can tell you that you're an idiot and you're screwing up your kids. I know I'm screwing up my kids. Like,
Yeah.
every other parent out there.
Exactly.
I know that already.
But we're going to have fun doing it.
But you know what? I get
way.
to screw up my kids. The school is not going to screw up my kids. I'm going to do it all by myself.
Oh, I'm going to help you right there. I'll be right there next to you, helping you along the way.
And you know what? I'll know exactly where it started and how to fix it. And we'll be able to take the time. It's not like I'm going to have to make meetings with the principal and figure out what exactly happened. Like, I'll know what happened.
And we don't have to worry about the kid getting suspended from school when they bring up a random phrase like the oldest did today.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. They were at another neighbor's house who are very nice. They're a homeschooling family. We really like them. But yes, they're very religious, and we are not.
Yep.
And I have a really bad habit. Like, I don't even know where it came from. That anytime something happens, I go, "Oh, Jesus." And it just comes
It flows.
out.
Yeah, I mean, it comes out.
She did that at their house today. They I don't even know what happened. They came up behind her, or she just wasn't, you know, ready, and she just turned around and went, "Oh, Jesus." And she said, they told her, "You can't say that."
Right.
So we had to go through. She's like, "Why can't I say that?" And I had to go through, like, well...
Yeah, we had to explain it to her.
It's disrespectful. I know that. And I have been hearing her say it, and I don't know.
We'll get it figured out.
It is what it is.
Yep, shit happens.
Yeah.
We may have to put the explicit one on this one finally.
Yeah, we should probably just switch it over for good.
Exactly.
Then we don't have to worry about it. But yeah, I lost my thought. But it's just been unexpected that we would find this community and feel like the decisions that we've made without them telling us to do it has been like the right decisions. Like, that always makes, that makes anybody feel good, that you meet somebody that you really respect and really like, and you've made the same decisions without each other. Right.
I mean, I've always been one to buck the system. I will flat out tell anybody that. I mean, I dropped out of high school. Both of my parents are teachers. Not exactly the best thing to do in my life. Shit happens. But there are times I will follow the rules. And one that I will follow is ham radio. Like, to a T, I follow those rules because I want to play in that space. And I want to learn how to do it. So when we need it, it's there. So there are times that you do need to be in that system. But that's a choice. Right. You chose to get into something that has some rules. Just like if you decided to play a sport. You can't just go in and be like, well, this is dumb. I want to play it this way. Well, they would tell you to leave. Right. And we have some rules on our concealed carry license as well. Yeah. So that's reality of it. I mean, there are some rules we do have to follow, but be the gray man. Yeah. And blend in. Yeah. You know, have your two different systems and be able to go between them. Yeah. You know, I have my 9 to 5, and we have the homestead store that we just started up on Etsy. So we're going to start selling some stuff. We have the ability to grow our own food here. That's a huge gray man area. Yeah. Yeah. And I remember you used to be very into politics. Very. Like, to the point where I had no idea what you were talking about. Yep. And I remember the first time I wanted to... Like, we'd always grown some things, but then when we had our second... Well, the house that wasn't in the HOA, I said, okay, I want a garden. I said, that's kind of political. Because at first you were like, okay... Yeah, whatever. We'll do a garden. I'm like, yeah, but it's kind of political, right? Like, this is sticking it to, you know, the government. Yeah, you're not buying it at the grocery store. So I do remember having that conversation. Right, and I remember setting that up.
Yeah.
And I also remember all the tomatoes behind the bushes at the HOA.
Yeah.
And that was political because I'm on the board. I mean, we talked about that in the last episode. We're trying to hide the damn things from the president who lives next door.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was fun. Being in that older house, I think, it was nice to live there. And I think that's kind of where some of that started, where I didn't really like being there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was the guy doing the politics. I listened to Fox News 9 hours a day in my ears at work, and that's what I listened to. And that was probably 10 years.
Yeah, well, it was when the oldest was born, because I remember telling you, I don't want to know what's going on. I'm in my baby bubble, and I cannot worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2008.
Yeah.
At least, because I know I listened to a lot of stuff when Obama was coming, when Rush was still around, and that's what I listened to all day. It was just Fox News Channel, and to work, home from work, all day at work, and 2020 came around, and it's like, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, I know with kids, it was always go to the well visits, every 3 months until they're who knows how old, and then once a year. And we did that for a long time. A long time with the oldest.
Yeah.
Up until 2020. And then it was like, okay, why am I taking my kids to the doctor when they're not sick?
Right.
To let them get sick.
And why is the doctor asking us if we have firearms in the house?
Yeah, I never personally got asked that.
It was close. I think it was alluded one time when I was in with you guys.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it just... And every time I went, I felt bad. Like, the doctor made me feel bad about something.
I will always mention, or remember when the oldest, or the doctor mentioned about the oldest weight.
Yeah.
That was always, that was one of those things where it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, she was like 6 at the time.
Yeah, like I wasn't there, but you told me about it, and had I been there, I probably would have yelled at her.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where you just are shocked. Like, really? Like, she doesn't look anything different than anybody else. But
right.
Yeah, it was always something like that made me come home and think about how awful, I am. But anyway, but yeah, so not going to the doctor then was a huge thing because it was just always just something that you do. And then, then the doctors offered the telehealth. And so we've done that a couple times that we needed to. And that's been nice because then we even said, like, this is nice. I don't have to worry about vaccines or a mask. And he's like, yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, I've forego probably a few things I need to go get taken care of because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm not dying. Yeah, I hurt. I've messed up my shoulder pretty good. My elbow hurts like hell. My other arm really hurts thanks to something I did on vacation. But I'm not going to go see anybody. I'm going to look for the other ways. I'm going to take it easy, do it myself. Because, A, I'm not paying the bill. Yes, we have health insurance, but I'm not paying the bill to walk into the place. And I'm not being forced to do something I don't want to do, i.e. go get a shot. So, no.
Yeah, that was another thing that, I mean, I know a lot of people have been tested the past couple of years. Like I said, I was never one to go the other way when everyone is telling you to do something. But I was not going to get that shot.
Yeah, I wasn't either.
And I had, my parent, everybody. I think it was, for a long time, people were genuinely worried.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't
worried
think...
for the first 3 months. If you weren't worried for the first 3 months, then it was a problem.
Yeah. But, even after that, for a little bit, it was like, just get it. we'll all feel better if
Yeah.
you get it. And it was like, I just can't. Something's not right. And here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody's on the same, level playing field,
Yeah, level playing field, and I can't wait for the social credit score to start coming out.
Yeah. Anyway, but we're not, so yeah, going against what everybody is telling you to do because it doesn't feel right.
Right.
And you just got to stick with it.
Yeah. You got to do what's good for yourself, but you don't need to be telling other people what to do with their lives.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what to do with your life. We don't expect you to tell us what to do with our life. And we're sure as hell not going to listen to you if you give us advice on what to do with our kids' lives. Because, no.
Especially when we see other kids.
Yes. We see the product of...
Yeah, and it's like, I don't think what you're doing is working.
Yes. When we see the product of you raising your kids.
Yeah, we were at the fair, and a lot of people joke that homeschoolers don't know how to do anything. They're not they're not socialized. They don't know how to act in public. My kids stood in line better than a lot of the other kids that were there. And my oldest even came over after a while when she was done standing in line for something, and she's like, there were kids telling me, get out of the way. It's my turn. Just get out of my way. And she was like, I let them because I didn't want to cause any problems. I'm like, that's fine. I am sorry that happened. I'm glad you're not acting like them.
Right. Absolutely.
Said you did the right thing. Just let them go.
Yep.
If they're in such a rush to get to the same spot that you're all going to be, then just let them go.
Yeah, I wonder what that was, because the only thing, was it the train?
No, it was at the, whatever they were waiting to get weighed to do the tractor pull or something, because I saw her standing up there.
Big Rock. Okay.
Yeah, at Big Rock.
Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, but it was like, sometimes going to things like that makes you feel like a better parent.
Yeah.
Because some of those kids are like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And you're talking about my kids.
My kids who can talk to adults better than they can kids their own age.
My kids are not perfect.
No. Oh, God, no.
They certainly get yelled at.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, they do kid stuff. They get annoying. They probably annoy everybody else.
Yep. Well, the oldest is 9 years old, when most 9-year-olds are annoying.
Yeah. I love them to death. But, yes. So, yeah, sometimes it's like, you know what? We're not really doing too bad. Or some of the stuff that I feel like we're not doing right, we are doing right.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll get it figured out. The girls are going to be fine, and they're going to learn a lot about this stuff, and we're going to let them make their own decision. That's same when it comes down to religion. We're not going to force them to do anything. If they make their own decision on religion, that's their own decision.
Yeah, as long as they don't come back to us and tell us we're wrong.
Exactly. That's when the real issues start, and I don't put up with that.
Yeah.
So, but, you do you, and I'll do me.
And we'll have to figure it out together.
Exactly.
Or when we're together.
Right. And that's the way it is. We're pretty easy to get along with. Yeah, we can ruffle some feathers. Yeah, we can piss some people off. I'm really good at that. Yeah. And I've noticed you've changed a little bit too, where you're getting more of a hard head and not being afraid to speak your mind.
Well, I think, like I said, doing some of these things the past couple of years that is completely opposite of what I've done for 35 years before that has kind of made me go, you know what? I can do this. And nothing happened.
Right.
Like, the worst thing that happened was we lost some friends. And maybe we're better off.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, nothing I can do about it.
Right. If you can't follow us through the hard times, you ain't,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think that's, although I said something earlier about something that's growing in the back in our neighbor's yard, and it came out of, well, is that legal? And you gave me this look, and I was like, never mind. It just came out. Like, I know that it doesn't matter.
no.
But it's like some of those things, like you wore your MT knife
Yeah.
on the outside, and we were going to the fire station
Yeah.
tonight, and I said, can you wear that in there? And some of the stuff just comes out because it's just
Right.
what
Well,
I
mean,
always
right.
thought.
So, the building's not posted. The fire department's not posted.
Yeah.
It is a government building, so no carry in there.
Yeah.
The way the laws are written in Illinois, and this is a huge loophole, it depends on what the use of your knife is, deems where you can carry it.
Okay.
If you are going to carry it for self-defense, you cannot carry it in multiple places. If you are using it for cutting boxes open or using it in that manner,
Yeah.
then it's perfectly legal to bring in wherever you freaking want to bring it in.
Well, that makes sense.
So, yeah, that's just the way Illinois is. So, yeah, I mean, I walked into the fire department with my MT Genesis knife around my neck. I love that knife. I don't think anybody gave a second look at it.
Yeah. I mean, it just, some things just come out of my mouth, and it's like, sorry, my 10-year-old, or myself 10 years ago just came out.
Yeah.
So it's still a mindset change.
You're coming around. So my theory has always been, when it comes to the firearms, if it's concealed means concealed.
Yeah.
And anybody who's ever carried a firearm knows what that means. So, and we need to get you
I know.
carrying a little bit more often.
I know.
Because shit's getting ugly.
Yeah, we've got that law that's changing in January that's
Yep. So
kind of scary.
Second degree murder is now an offense. They will let you out on an I bond. So an I bond is you don't put any money up, and they don't hold you in prison until your thing.
Your trial.
Your trial.
Yeah, which
Aggravated assault, kidnapping, which kidnapping in any other freaking state is a life sentence. So
I don't understand. I don't understand what that is, like, what the agenda is. Like, what are they gaining? I don't know.
They're making room for the rest of us.
Yeah. All the people with gardens are going to be going to jail instead.
Yep. Well, they're already finding people that have gardens in their front yard, so...
Well, now they want you to register your garden.
They've been talking about that for years.
Yeah.
And that's, register all your animals, register your garden. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need that here. I'm not putting an ear tag on my rabbits.
Yeah.
If a rabbit mysteriously dies, then yes, I will contact the state vet to make sure it's not rabbit hemorrhaging disease.
Because that's
the correct thing to do.
Yeah, that's the responsible thing to do. But yeah. So yeah, it's just been a wild ride so far. Just learning all this stuff that I never really knew had a name, I guess.
Yep. You're slowly coming around, though.
I'm trying.
I think you'll get there.
I'm trying. But I don't know where there is. Like, where is there?
It's just there.
It's just wherever I am.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it's...
maybe I am there.
Very well could be.
I'm there as far as I've gotten.
Right. And I'm not going to tell you, don't go vote. You want to go vote? Go vote.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
I know.
I got better things to do that night.
Well, the nice thing is that I can just go during the day.
Exactly. I wonder if to let the kids vote early and vote often. They let everybody else vote early
maybe
and
if they
often.
vote up for, the right guy, they'll let them vote.
What, the senile old fucker that doesn't know what he's doing?
Well, I mean, the right guy is in the eyes of whoever is running it.
Yeah.
So if they vote for the correct person, they might let them vote.
Yeah. Or is that
because they don't have to show an ID? So
right, exactly.
It could be anybody.
Or is that the governor who broke his leg while walking across the stage? I wonder if that's who it was.
I have no idea.
That's J.B. Pritzker.
Oh. The one nice thing about not watching the news is you don't really have any idea what's going on half the time.
That happened a few years ago.
Oh.
So I think back when he was like 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was walking and broke his leg.
Kind of like a meat bird.
Yeah, exactly. That's one way to put it.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Anyway, I think we've probably rambled on long enough. I have no idea if this made sense.
Yeah,
It's just us.
It's been a fun talk. I
Yep.
mean, we were talking about this earlier on the porch. You took
Yeah.
a couple notes, and it's like, well, we'll sit down as soon as we get the
Yeah.
girls to bed. It never comes out 100% perfect. Like, we've done this a couple of times.
But I mean, this is a topic that it's like I want to talk to someone who knows something about, but I don't know enough to even follow what they're saying.
And I don't either. Like, I don't know enough of this shit to...
I mean, there's probably groups I'm in and probably Telegram chats that I don't have any business being in, but once in a while someone says something that I can relate to, and so that
That
pulls me in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how I am too. I'm in a lot of Telegram groups. That's really been my main place.
I really like Telegram.
Discord, Telegram. We're on Facebook a little bit. I mean, we own tracking devices. They go in our pocket wherever we go. There's nothing we can do about it. So go play on Facebook, do your shit, make some money, and leave.
Yeah.
But you want to have the real conversations, Discord and Telegram.
Yeah, that's where you can really talk to people.
Right.
And I know a lot of people say that online friends aren't really friends, but when you're talking
right.
this
I mean,
much,
yeah.
they are. I mean, you get to know them enough that you can talk to them about anything.
Absolutely. So, yeah, we've been rambling on for, I don't know, about 47 minutes, so not too bad. You got anything else we need to add?
Well, if you're looking for comfrey salve or homemade rabbit feet, check out the store.
Yep, Etsy.
Yep, on Etsy. We'll slowly be adding more things. But yeah.
We got some, working on a logo, too, so that might open some doors.
Yep. Well, I mean, yeah, an official... We have a logo, but like a logo that maybe works everywhere.
Yeah, that'll be
Because we do know that on some of the
podcast players,
podcatchers that it's black.
Yeah.
It's all black.
Yeah.
We know.
So if you notice some changes that pop up over the next few weeks, that's
I know
what we're playing
Fountain
with.
for sure. It just has a black box.
Yeah,
which you can kind of
so
make
does,
out.
Spotify does too.
Yeah.
So.
But I really do like Fountain. I love the clips.
Yeah, that's nice.
Getting the sats is cool, but I think I really just like how it's set up. Like, it's so easy to follow everything.
It's taken me a little bit to get used to it. Getting some free sats here and there is nice, but doing
the boosts.
Yeah, giving somebody money for their podcast, and it's not costing you or them shit ton of money. It's not costing the 3%, the 10%, 40% that some people take.
Yeah.
You're just sending them a little bit here and there, and it adds up.
And it's one of those things that it's like, I don't care if it's 5 sats, which is what, like a millionth of a penny.
Yeah.
It's that someone took the time
to send it.
To tell me in that way, hey, I liked this one. I got something out of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, 100 sats right now is, about 2 cents?
I have no idea.
I think I'd have to look it up. But it's not much.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a little bit in there. It's more than enough, and we greatly appreciate everybody who's boosted. So, boosted, streamed, everything. Yeah. So.
All right, well, we're starting to get a storm, so.
Yeah, I hear it out there rumbling. I need to go and hook the antenna to the radio downstairs so it doesn't get zapped.
Okay.
So, all right, we'll catch you guys later.
All right, see you on the homestead where something is always growing, eating, or cooking.